I think that Blackstar might have heard a rumor that I'm a longtime lover of solid state amps. So they sent me their debut 100R to check out. So let's crack it open and see what we got. All right. Finally ready to film this thing. Every time I film an amp, I have to take down one of my cameras and set up a whole new rig. You don't care. You just want to know about guitar stuff. You don't care about camera stuff. So anyways, what do we have here? We've got a 100 watt solid state analog amplifier. Simple controls up here. You've got a clean volume. You've got a couple switches here. We've got a bright switch on the clean channel. I like that. Then, of course, a switch for the overdrive channel, gain and volume for that. 3-band EQ, low, middle, and treble. Then an ISF control. What is ISF? I don't know if I want to get into it. I'll just search the internet. Magic Internet Machine, tell us what ISF means. ISF stands for Infinite Shape Feature. You want to shape your features infinitely? You need an ISF knob, apparently. But what does that mean? What does it do? The ISF works by shifting the whole tone stack response so that each of the controls reacts differently. You can break the ISF down into two main positions. Fully counterclockwise is the American setting, and fully clockwise is the British setting. I thought this was going to be an easy demo. I thought I was demoing a simple solid state amplifier with clean gain, EQ, and reverb. But apparently it's two different amplifiers and all the controls react differently depending on what you've dialed in, which means I need to show off an infinite amount of combinations of all. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be able to test every possible combination of infinite knobs like this. All right. Well, I'm going to have fun exploring that. We'll see how long this takes me. Then we've got a reverb control with a little thing right here that goes in between plate and hall, and then a switch at the end for 5 watt or 100 watt. That's right, 100 watts, guys. This thing's going to be loud. I'm going to lose all my hearing in this video when I turn it all the way up. All right, let's turn it on and get started. I'm assuming we're on the clean channel right now. Oh. All right, so we're not on the bright channel. This is just the regular clean. The EQ is flat. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be using my Fender American Vintage 2 Jazzmaster modified with a pickup from our friend Mel over there at Alameda Guitars. This is his off-Kiltertron pickup. It gives me a selection of 3 different single coil and 3 different humbucker tones across this rotary switch here. I'll start off with it in the humbucker position. Dial in that EQ. Kind of barky, isn't it? And that ISF is all the way over to the American side. Here on the single coil. Back to humbucker. All right, let's try it on bright now. I have a feeling I'm going to come back to the bright quite a bit, especially when I make my way down to the reverb. Back to regular. You can hear it on the lower strings. Let's try it on a single coil setting on the bridge. Yeah, it's fun to have a bright switch. What happens to the clean channel across that ISF control. In the middle, hearing more compression and sag on like the high mids there. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's a nice little like compression-y sag on the top end. Let's try it on the single coil. Then all the way up. Well, it's dark now, even on the single coil. Let's try it with the bright switch on. Back to the humbucker. Bright switch off. Should we try the reverb on the clean channel? Let's do it. Before we get into the gain, I want to try the reverb. Style it all the way back to the American setting. Bright switch is off. Let's just dump it. Reverb all the way up, right? This is the hall reverb. Try that right about there. Do bridge single. I don't know if it can surf on its own. That's what I'm aiming for. Bright switch engaged. Not quite. Let's try that plate. I'm hearing a little bit of an interesting, like, sparkle of grit on the clean channel. So let's crank that reverb all the way up. Neck pickup. Yeah, that reverb's not really doing a surfy thing. We'll go back to the hall. Yeah, they're more like studio style reverbs. Give you some warmth, give you some splash. right off. It's more about giving you a little bit of space to live in. It's not a full-blown surfy reverb for sure, and it's not doing a spring reverb because it doesn't have a spring reverb setting. I want to hear it with that ISF knob blended to be more British. Do it on the single. Yeah, you know me. It's a fine reverb. It sounds just fine. It's a digital spring, not spring, a digital hall or plate. That's probably where most people are going to use it, how most people are going to use it, just as a splash of dimensionality to give yourself the feeling of being in a concert hall or a little bit of a big reflective space. It's not going to be your surfy, drippy sort of reverb. All right, let's explore that gain section now. Starts off pretty dang dirty. The overdrive is pretty low. Let's see what happens across the range of that ISF, the infinite settings feature. It's mellower, thicker. Midpoint. And back to American. I think I like it kind of close to the middle. You get a little bit of the best of both worlds. It fattens it up, but you still have a bit of that like American style clarity. All right, we've barely scratched the surface of the gain control on here. Should I just open it all the way up? Let's do it. like that ISF control. That's fun. You can, there's a lot to mess around with there. I think most people are gonna find their sweet spot and just leave it there. And for me, I'm feeling like right about there is where I like to live. Yeah, not bad. I could sit here and fiddle with the gain controls and the infinite shape feature all day long, but let's keep moving. I want to see what happens when I turn it all the way up. First, let's do it on clean. We're on the 100 watt setting right now. Yep. Does it hold up? What happens when I turn the volume all the way up and we juice all 100 watts out of this amplifier? I can tell I'm pushing the recorder right now, so I'm sure it's not going to sound the sound to you as it sounds to me here in room. Definitely getting some grit there on the 100 watt setting with it all the way up. Not my favorite sort of sound. Let's see what happens in the 5 watt setting. Yeah, not the same amount of grit. There is some grit though. It's just not as intense as this. It gets plenty loud. I'll say that. All right, now we'll do it with the drive channel. Should I do it with the bright? Let's do it with the bright. Well, that was the bright. Maybe that was the issue. That grit is there, but it's not as grating as it was with the bright on. I think the bright was the issue. Interesting that they have it pushing in distortion on the clean. Trying to make it act like a tube amp, which is, you know, just fine. But I like my solid state amps to be solid state amps. And what I mean when I say that is that often when I choose a solid state amplifier, I'm choosing it because I want to have near infinite headroom. They're trying to make this have the character and the personality of a tube amp because that's what most consumers want. I get it. I understand it. You turn the clean all the way up and you want saturation. That's what most people want. Yeah, that little bit of growl and that compression and that saturation. That's what most people want, and they've got it there for you. So awesome, right? All right, now the gain channel all the way up. Watt setting. All right. That was plenty loud enough. I know right now, I can feel it in the internet force, the comments force. I can feel people asking, is it loud enough, Ryan? Is it loud enough to play with a band? It really, 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 really depends on the band. I'll say that for a 100-watt amplifier, it's landing volume-wise where I would expect it to. It's comparable to what I expect a 100-watt amplifier to do as far as volume goes. I tend to not turn amps all the way up like that because things start happening with the signal. They get more saturated. You start hitting into flub and things like that. You start losing headroom. So I'd say if you're worried about not being loud enough, like you know your band is the loudest band on the planet, there's a good chance a 1x12 100-watt combo amp probably isn't going to do it for you. But I think for most people, if you're playing with a regular drummer and a regular band that's not trying to be the loudest band in the world, yeah, this will work. This will get you there. 100 watts through a 1x12, it's going to be about similar volume to other 100 watts with a 1x12. There are exceptions out there, but like, there's no great mystery here. It gets loud. I know that answer is not going to satisfy a lot of you out there. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't have a decibel reader. And even like a decibel reader, it only measures the volume wherever you have it. Like if you really need to get loud, you need to start looking at speaker cabs that have multiple speakers. You need to move more air. It's not about the wattage, it's about how much air you're moving at a certain point. That's a whole debate. Fight it out in the comments section. What next? I feel like I should test how this takes pedals, right? Let's do that. So I've got my surfboard on the floor. I'll put a graphic up showing you everything that's on that. I'm going to use this to test out all my surfy sounds. Then I'll grab a different board to test out hitting this with some higher gain sounds. Or a Strat sound in the bridge. Here it is, being hit by the Surfy Bear. it back to be more American sounding. Try some drive hitting that reverb. And some delay. Back to humbucker sounds. Let's try just showing off how it takes drive. Now it's clean. Here it is being hit by the left side of my 50-50. Something that I like to do with amps and modelers and stuff like that is test how it takes fuzz, because fuzz delivers this great big wall of static and it really shows you how your signal is being filtered. So I've got the JHS Pedal Supreme on the floor, which is a super fuzz style fuzz. Getting a little bit of flub there. That's what the ISF is for. It doesn't like the fuzz turned up to the British setting. likes the super fuzz, but let's swap in my other board. I call this one the motherboard. This is what I typically use in various demos. It's got a bunch of stuff on there. I'll flash a graphic on the screen so you can take a good look at it. This is one of those moments where I wish I had a second overhead camera to use, because I'm using my only overhead camera on the amp. I don't have anything for the pedal board. You guys got to see everything, right? Or you won't believe that it's actually happening. By the way, this amp does have an effects loop back here. I'm not going to use it right now because that's not typically how I run my rig. I like to run my pedal board direct into the front of a nice clean amplifier. So let's go fuzz to fuzz. I'm going to use the super cool 77 fuzz blender here in its more muffy sort of setting. I have a feeling this is gonna like a muffier fuzz better than that crazy octavy super fuzz style fuzz I was using. I went to the gain channel to see if it liked the fuzz better. No, the clean channel likes the fuzz better. Try putting it on that 5-watt setting and cranking the clean up to saturation. It likes a muffy fuzz better, but I'm not 100% sold on it as a fuzz platform. I think reverbs, delays, overdrives are gonna do great here, but yeah, I think fuzz just might be a little bit too much for it. Let's try hitting it with the Wampler bell. Not bad. Here it is on the bridge humbucker. Try pushed more British. Back to the neck. that with a splash of reverb. Try hitting the overdrive channel with the Wampler. There it is with the humbucker without the Wampler. Here it is with the Wampler. I think it handles overdrive great, just fine. It likes it even. I want to mess around and have fun now and just build some sort of like ambient patch into the clean setting. mean, here we are at the end of the video after I've learned the amp. Here, I think that's where it really shines. Geez, it really likes this pedal board. It really likes big reverbs and delays and modulations. It even likes overdrives and distortions. Jury's out on the fuzz, but that's a big test for all sorts of gear. Like there's tube amps that don't like fuzz that I've encountered. There's, all sorts of digital projects, all sorts of digital products out there that don't like fuzz. There's all sorts of solid state products out there that don't like fuzz. I'm not fond of how this handles fuzz in general. It seems like it overwhelms it and takes away its ability to have that clean headroom, which is what I look for in a solid state amplifier. I want never-ending headroom, especially from a 100-watt amplifier. This is dialed in to give you saturation, to give you this kind of saggy quality as you go through the volume control. So it's not doing the full, like pure solid state sort of thing. It's trying to sound tubey. It's trying to have personality. It's trying to react in interesting ways. I think it sounds really cool in the areas where it shines, like the fuzz. I think, like I said, it was not my favorite sort of sound. I kind of wish, I'm excited that there's an affordable, these are like $399, I think, an affordable 100-watt solid state amplifier on the market that isn't bogged down by tons and tons of digital effects and things like that and cabin amp sims and stuff like that. It's an honest to goodness analog solid state amplifier that happens to have a little splash of digital reverb in there if you want it to. It's affordable, it's loud, it's easy and simple to understand. It takes me back to my days of having a PV Bandit 112. That was a great solid state amplifier back in the days. It kind of fills that role. But what do you guys think? What did you think of the sounds that I got out of it? Don't just watch this video if you're shopping for one of these. Go watch a bunch of other people's videos as well. Like, I've only got my perspective. Someone else might have a completely different perspective, and they might make this thing shine a billion times brighter than I was able to, or they might find problems that I didn't find. It's good to shop around. It's good to watch a bunch of videos. It's good to read a bunch of opinions about what other people have to say. So get down in the comment section, see what people are saying about this amplifier, and you know what? Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me rude, nasty comments. Support us on Patreon. Buy a shirt if you're naked. And you know what? Stay grounded. Bye, everybody.